Imagine you just moved into a brand new neighborhood. The only quirk of your newfound home is that the homeowners association wants every house to be painted the same color. Fortunately, they value the input of their homeowners, and as such, they're dividing the neighborhood into three districts that will each send a representative to a designated painting commission to decide which color all of the houses in the neighborhood should be painted. Now, you're quite partial to the color orange, and you, along with a majority of your neighbors, wouldn't mind seeing every house in your neighborhood painted in your favorite color. However, there's a decent number of people in your neighborhood that would rather see all of the houses painted purple, and they have some influence over the HOA's decision. If the HOA draws three fairly proportioned districts to represent the population of voters in the neighborhood, the resulting districts will send two orange representatives and one purple representative to the HOA, which means that you're on your way to a solid orange neighborhood. However, if the HOA draws the districts to sway the commission in one way or the other, they can shut out the voices of the purple homeowners, or worse, give them a majority on the commission that they haven't earned.
This controversial practice of drawing political boundaries to shape the outcome of an election is known as gerrymandering, and its use in our society often has larger repercussions than determining the color of your house. Although you may not see the effects of gerrymandering on a day-to-day basis, it has almost certainly affected the elections of the politicians that represent you in your state and national legislatures.
Gerrymandering is commonly used to limit the influence of certain groups of voters on their government. It is similar to the effect of a fixed sports match, where the outcome of a game is determined before the start. The most common methods used to accomplish this goal are known as packing and cracking. According to a 2011 ProPublica article written by Pierce, Larson, and Beckett, cracking dilutes the influence of a particular community across multiple districts, thus limiting its sway within a constituency. Historically, this practice was used to diminish the significance of minority constituents in elections, but more recently it has been used to break up constituents of a particular political party. In 2011, Texas redistricting efforts saw the Republicans split the liberal and populous city of Austin into 6 districts that each spiral outwards from the city to enclose hundreds of miles of conservative suburbs and rural areas. Another technique that legislators can use to siphon power from their political opponents is known as packing.
Packing, as described by F.T. Parker in his 1984 book Minority Vote Dilution, happens when a minority party or population is overconcentrated in a district to deprive these voters of the opportunity to possess majorities in multiple districts. Packing has been used to limit the influence of certain parties and minority groups to 1 or 2 voters, and the results are disturbingly effective.
After hearing about gerrymandering and why it is a problem, I hope that you are concerned enough to take action in pursuit of fair redistricting. You and I, as American citizens, deserve fair elections that give us control over the people that represent our values and beliefs at the state and national levels. First, it is important that you are knowledgeable on this topic so that you can take tangible action in support of fair redistricting in your country. If you're knowledgeable on this topic, you can also inform your friends and peers about the consequences of gerrymandering. Secondly, you can ensure that your voice is heard by contacting your local, state, and national legislators and asking them to support bills and resolutions that take the drawing of voting districts out of the hands of self-interested politicians. We all have the opportunity to make a difference, and by purposely voting, you can help ensure that your voice in our democracy is more important than the power plays of partisan politics.